I'm here always with...
And Guru from the Gospel.
You can hit us up both up if you enjoy the podcast or the video, whatever which way you're going to do it. You can hit us up. I'm on Twitter as @ArmchairGuna and is on Twitter as
Guna Gospel.
This is a platform for us. We talk mainly about Arsenal. We do have a couple of chips at other teams as well, but it's a football podcast where we come and air our views on what's going on with our club. But if anyone wants to join in, obviously, I'm sure Ant agrees. You can come along and have a chat. We can talk about any football. We love just talking about the game that we love, don't we, Ant?
That's it, mate. Come along, have your say, and yeah, get involved, man. We're interactive, so chat to us, man. We're here.
Exactly. And what a couple of weeks it's been. We were just saying off air a minute ago about the international break. So, and I know that, Ant, you started a little thing off last time we spoke about unpopular opinions, and I've got one for you. So we'll save that till the end.
Yes. I can't wait to hear yours, mate.
So it's a little. How are you finding the season this season, fella?
Really, for myself, I think the season's been all right. I think it hasn't been too badly. Obviously, the 2 L's we've taken are to Man City at theirs, Liverpool at theirs. Obviously, today we've got a big game in Leicester. Yeah, but I think the season's been all right. I think it's been good. How do you think it's gone, John?
Yeah, I'm the same with mate. Do you know what I was saying before to a couple of Gooner mates of mine after last weekend, and I was saying about if we take Mikel Arteta's reign from December last year to where we are now, and we look at as we are as a club now. If we take the 2 Man City results, we've had 3 Man City results, but we've had 2 at the Etihad. The first one after lockdown, we got battered, absolutely battered. David Luiz came in last minute and got rinsed, and everyone, said that would probably be his last game for us.
Yes, I remember that.
This time round, we had Rob Holding dropped out before the game again. David Luiz came in again, and we only lost 1-0, and it was a real tight 1-0 as well. We could have got something else out of that game. So, for me, I would say we're probably on par for where we should be, because we've got to build ourselves. We're still the Arsenal, but we've got to build ourselves up after the last season of Wenger and the Unai Emery era, and then the miss up of all that last season. We're still having to rebuild, and I think we are slowly in the process of rebuilding. So I'm all right with where we are, to be honest with you.
Yeah. That's it, isn't it? You get a lot of people that are sort of getting ahead of themselves and getting upset with Arteta already.
Oh man,
I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, hold on a second. Do you remember where we've been? Like, let's just sort of get a bit of perspective on this. Do you know what I mean? Let's take our time and actually look at it. And that's why I don't really like to be too reactionary. I know you can be in the moment when you see certain results and the way certain things have gone, but you've got to look back on it and say, look, do you know what? We're building for the future, just like you said.
Yeah.
And let's sort of take our time, mate. We've got to give him a few seasons. We've got to give him a few seasons, mate.
Yeah, and we're still bedding players in, even now. Do you know what I mean? So there's people that are still coming in. They're still having to work to the Arteta regime now. They've had a mix-up of Emery. I mean, the players were there still. So some players like Xhaka, Aubameyang, Lacazette, they've had to work with, since the end of, they've had to work with Arsene Wenger, Unai Emery, Freddie Ljungberg, and now Arteta. Do you know what I mean? So they're all like, well, they've got to get into they've got to come round to everyone's different style of play and whatnot. And what annoys me is you see fans and that go, oh yeah, but look, West Ham got a draw with Man City yesterday. Yeah, they did. It was at West Ham's ground for a start.
Yeah.
And West Ham, I know it sounds funny, they haven't got a lot to lose. Whereas if we went gung-ho and we got battered by them, everyone would go mental. Whereas if West Ham go gung-ho and get battered, no one's, they were going to do that to West Ham.
Don't blink an eyelid,
We can't afford to do that, because we lose one game in a massive way, everyone goes, oh, same old Arsenal. Look,
back to the start. Yeah. 100%, mate. 100%. I agree with that.
And that's why I think with Arteta, that's why he's really trying. And I was reading something the other day. We've gone from under Arsene Wenger's last year, our expected goals or goals created or whatever. I think it might have been goals chances created was 10.7 per game under Wenger in open play, and under Arteta it's gone down to 6.2.
Yeah.
Now I think that's because Arteta's gone, look, that's all well and good. We've got the players to attack teams. We all know that. We've got to stop them attacking us. So I think that. So we've mentioned it before. He's gone. He's had to sort out the defence first. I'm happy with that. Sort the defence out first, and we'll get goals. It's not a problem, is it? So you know, even the Liverpool game. I don't know what you felt about that. Look, you know, we've had a long time to look back at it now, but we could have got away. We could have come away with that with a draw easily.
Yeah, 100%, 100%, mate. Like both of them games. Do you know what I mean? Both of them games.
We little margins now.
Yes, slight margins. And like you're saying, sort of sorting out the defence I think, has probably made us a bit impotent up front. Do you know what I mean? It has taken away from the up front. But for me, we've got to build from the back. And for too many years, this is what we've been saying at Arsenal. So let's be patient. Let's get them clean sheets. Second best defence in the Premier League at the moment. Do you know what I mean? Like, let's get them clean sheets. And then we've got Aubameyang. We've got Lacazette. Hopefully Pepe comes into some form. You know what I mean? And let's get on to the big man, the signing.
He's done it. We've got
Thomas
him. The deal's
Partey.
done. What? I mean, that was... We all knew it was happening, but even still, because it's Arsenal, you had to wait until you saw him holding the kit. You weren't sure. It's one of those ones, wasn't it?
Oh, mate, I am chuffed, mate. I'm so happy about getting him in because it's a breath of fresh air. Do you know what I mean? It adds something even to the training. It ups the level.
Exactly. Everyone's looking around going, "Oh, he's bought a welder here. Come on, I've got to try and get past him. Come on."
There you go, you know, like you've got that Thomas Partey in. Gabriel, the spine. Gabriel, for me, I think looks like a snip. The price we paid for him. That 23 to 27 million we paid for him. It's looking like a snip at the moment. What do you reckon?
Absolutely. And do you know what? I've got a feeling, you know, that now that he's brought Partey in, I reckon he's going to swap it to a 4-4-2. I reckon he's going to drop the 4-3-3. And that's why against Man City, I think that's why Holding was in before Luiz. I think he's going to go Bellerin and Tierney at the fullbacks with two centre-halves, and he might even go 4-2-1-3 or something. But I think he's going to change his system. I think he's going to change his formation. I don't think he's going to play with the three at the back anymore because Gabriel's come in and done so well. I think that's part of it. He's changed his mind.
Yeah. So you reckon he's going to go with four at the back instead of the
flat back four?
Yeah. Well, listen, that's what I'm hoping for because it does give an extra player to the midfield. Yeah. You know what I mean? It gives us an extra player in that midfield. Like if we go 4-3-3, it gives us something where we can have four at the back. We've got at the left, we've got Tierney, right? We've got Bellerin. Then we've got obviously the fight is for
we've got so many centre-halves now, haven't we? That's the problem.
Yeah, the spot next to Gabriel for me.
And that's what it's become already, isn't it? And that's beautiful, isn't it? He's been there, what, 3 weeks Mustafi. And we've got it.
Imagine a 22-year-old has walked in the door and said, "Do you know what? This is my spot." And I'm feeling it, man. I'm really enjoying him there.
Yeah.
How do you think Nicolas Pepe's getting on for you?
I like him. I like him as a footballer. I think what he needs, the only thing he's missing, and I think it would, if he had come into the Arsenal side that Robert Pires came into, he'd be a different player by now because I think they would have toughened him up. I think Pepe is missing someone alongside him saying, no, we don't do that here, mate. You know, you stand up, you be strong, you fight for it, and then you can do all your flicks and tricks. Like United did to Ronaldo. Now, I'm not saying he's a Ronaldo player, but what I'm saying is I think he goes down too easy. He's a bit too lightweight. If he gets that out of his game, there's definitely a footballer in there, but I just think he needs toughening up, unfortunately.
So you reckon the flicks and tricks are too much? That's what's sort of holding him back?
Yeah, it's like, I think, do you know what? I think because he's come with that massive price tag and everyone's going about him being this term a baller. Oh, he's a baller.
Yeah.
I think he's trying. I think he's trying to show that he is. He's trying to
That
be
he's
the
a
creative
baller.
spark.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
And I think
do you
if he
know
just
what?
knuckles down and gets a couple of crosses in, gets a couple of goals, then you can start doing your flicks and tricks. Because they'll come natural. They won't be forced. You won't be trying to do them in positions you're not supposed to do them in.
That's it. Do you know what? I definitely agree with that. I think he does too much when he's on the ball.
Yeah.
He thinks too much. He needs to sort of be just play the simple ball.
Just be a winger at the moment, isn't it?
But yeah, play the 1-2s. You know, and I know I heard like he doesn't sort of get the ball as much down that right side, and it's Tierney that's sort of Tierney's side sort of getting the ball at the majority of the time. But for the times when he does get the ball, he's got to play it simple, because he's got to understand if you play a little 1-2 with the midfielder with Ceballos, or you play it with Lacazette when you're up there, play that 1-2, you'll get the ball back. Do you know what I mean? You can make more happen rather than sort of trying to run and take on the whole team. Where I agree with you 100%, mate. Like, and he's got to keep it simple, mate.
I reckon as well that the signing of Partey might help him out in that respect, because Partey will be the one that drives forward and does all that. And he'll think to himself, I don't need to do all that anymore. I can just concentrate on my game. I don't have to be because. So this is how I see it happening. I reckon he's going to play, like I say, 4 along the back.
Yeah.
And I reckon he'll have Ceballos, Partey, and probably Pepe in midfield. And then you'll have like a 3 up front with Lacazette, Aubameyang, and Saka. But what will happen is, maybe when we haven't got the ball, Saka will drop back and become a left winger. So you'll have Saka, Ceballos, Partey, and Pepe across the middle. And then when we have got the ball, there's Pepe and Saka can push forward then. So I think that's what will happen. And Pepe can then just concentrate on his game. And Partey will say, look, I'll drive from midfield. I'll be the playmaker. Yeah. And then Ceballos can drop a bit deeper and be the quarterback style player.
Yeah.
And I think that's how I might go with it. Because it'd be much more fluid. Because that's where we've lost. We haven't had the pace to get in behind. When, like at the end of last season, it was a Tierney long ball over the top, and the Aubameyang was onto it, and that's how we scored a lot of our goals towards the end, wasn't it?
Yes.
So we need to recreate that on the right hand side now, and I think that's what Pepe's going to do. Pepe and Bellerin together, if they click, oh mate, it'll be amazing, the two of them.
Definitely. I think Bellerin as well. He's come into some form. I've been a bit critical. Do you know what I mean? I think after that injury, he slowed down. You know, he's not as quick, not as powerful. He still sort of has a few issues with making a decision. But do you know what? His decision-making's improved over the last few games. I've seen him getting those assists in, getting the numbers up. So, do you know what? I've got time for him. Let's give him some time.
I think you're absolutely spot on as well. Do you know what I think? Where you say his decision making, I think that's born out from he doesn't want to get another injury. I think that's what his decision making. He's gone. Oh, if I do that, I might get hurt again. And I think he's got over that now. And he's suddenly started to come back, and he's learning to play again without that pace that he did have. Because he used to rely on his pace to get, but now he's got to rely on his positional sense because his pace isn't there anymore. You might be right there, mate. Yeah. And
definitely.
I tell you what, Liverpool find that out with Van Dijk, because that's a big injury to Van Dijk, the ACL.
Mate.
As a centre half, when you're turning and twisting and everything, that's a big injury for him.
Well, we had it. Didn't Rob Holding go through the ACL?
He's had it,
injury as well. Yeah, we've had it a few times with our players, mate.
We do seem to get it a lot. I think
it's horrible.
You know why? It's because our players keep turning back to run back towards their own goal.
That's it. Like, ACL's gone. No,
it's gone now.
It's gone. Ref, please save me. No, but mate, listen, that the fact Bellerin sort of he's coming into his own. He's looking much more mature as well. He's making them mature decisions. He's coming in there. He's not just smashing it.
Oh,
hello.
Hello, you dropped off.
Well, oh gosh, he's not just smashing it across goal. You know, like I'm happy with what Bellerin's doing. And do you know what? Sorry, going back to Partey, I think having Partey in that midfield takes a lot of weight off of a lot of the players' shoulders, all the team, really. Do you know what I mean? Because he's going to improve that defense at least 20%. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
he's going to improve that defense 20% at least.
And he's a big fella, so we'll miss that. So they'll have that in their heads as well. Going, we've got someone in the midfield that can put a foot in. He's 27, so he's a bit older than everyone else as well. So that'll help. And I think that's what with Bellerin. You were just saying there. Maybe now that Bellerin's a bit older, he might be taking stock of it and thinking, I've got to be the example now. I've got to be the one that the players come in and look up to a bit more now.
Yeah, play a bit more wise.
I think Partey's a signing all round that will just change the club.
Yeah. This is it, and this is what we're all hoping for. Do you know what I mean? Like we don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but
no.
To be fair, he's an established player. We're not talking about a 19-year-old. We're talking about a 27-year-old, like you said, won loads of trophies.
He's played in Spain.
Yeah, he's played in Spain. He's been trusted. He's played for one of the best managers there is out there in Diego Simeone.
Exactly, one of the best defensively minded. So he's going to know defensive roles, and he's going to know where to be.
Yeah.
100%,
mate.
Mate.
The next thing I wanted to ask you about is Aubameyang. He signed a new contract.
Yeah.
He's been a bit quiet on the goal front. A little bit quiet on the goal front.
But, yeah.
What are you making of it? Like, is he isolated out on that wing?
Yeah.
Or
so, yeah.
That's it. I took the words out of your mouth. Yeah, that's it.
You don't suddenly become a bad player overnight. You don't, and it's not a case for me of, and this was another thing I want to touch on later on, but with the Ozil thing, it's not an Ozil. Now that he's got his contract, he's not going to just sit back and relax on it. But I think you're right. I think he's just getting pushed so far wide now.
Yeah.
And maybe some of the teams have worked out what we said before about the Tierney long ball over the top.
Yeah.
We've just missed that spark, and hopefully, again, we're doing it. But hopefully, the Partey signing will just free everyone else up around him, so he can make his runs better. And
to play.
Our opposition is going to have to deal with Partey. They're going to have to focus on Partey now. Whereas we were quite beforehand, it was like we had El Neni, Xhaka, and Ceballos. They draw the defenders onto them rather than worrying about what they can do with the ball. So if you've got someone like Partey who is going to either run with the ball or play a killer pass, they can't get too tight to him because they've got to watch where they're going to go with the ball. Whereas with Ceballos and Xhaka, if you put them under pressure, they haven't got the pass to get them out of trouble.
Very true, mate.
So hopefully, the way we're talking, like Thomas Partey is just the greatest on the pitch. You know what I mean? It's one of those ones. But
he's coming to save the day. He's got a cape on.
But it's going to be like Fathers for Justice. He's going to be there like that. When he came on against City, it changed. It did change. It changed the way we played. And then in Europe, you could see with a bunch of kids and whatnot.
Yeah.
If we straight into our first team, it's going to make a massive difference.
Yeah, and that game we played on Thursday, that Rapid Vienna game, the way he bossed that game was ridiculous. And do you know what? Going back to the Aubameyang thing, you see when Aubameyang came on, the urgency he came on with. Yeah. That is captain urgency. Like, I love that. The way he came
and he got his goal.
And he kept making them runs in behind. Like, Partey was on the ball straight away. Aubameyang looked at him, looked forward. That was it. Send it up, send it over the top, send it in behind.
I've got someone else who can make that pass now.
Yeah, I loved it, mate. I loved the urgency, mate.
And that's where. So this is what I want to say earlier on. We've spoken about him, and everyone has spoken about him so much. But it's the Ozil thing. I still think he's better than some of the players that we had at the club, right?
Yeah.
At being able to find space and play the ball and whatnot. But I just think now that maybe football has changed so much that's what's the problem. Because of the style of football has changed, the Mesut Ozil type player, the number 10 type player isn't needed as much anymore.
Yeah.
So I think that's not helping him out. There's obviously loads more going on. But now we've got someone, or we've got players I think what you've got now is you've got 2 or 3 players that can play across that midfield, where you're not having to rely on one person to channel bits and pieces. They're all picking up each other's game. So before, with Ozil, if he lost the ball, that really cost us, and we got, he wouldn't track back and whatnot, all that sort of stuff. Whereas now you've got players that know how to do that and will also track back. I think that's what I think. Mesut Ozil, I don't even think like a Paul Gascoigne would do well in this current style of pressing football, because those players need time on the ball to be able to spray the ball around and take lovely pitches with the ball and whatnot. And that's not what football is anymore, is it? It's about fast, speed, just put pressure on. Yeah,
definitely. Listen, I agree with that 100%, because I was sort of peeved when I was hearing all these fans sort of saying, now Partey's here, Ozil can come back into the team, yeah? And for me, I've got the uttermost respect for Ozil. His cause is everything. Do you know what I mean? And he's a great player. Do you know what I mean? But like you said, gone are the days of painting pictures and doing nothing else. Do you know what I mean? Everyone has to fight for each other. Like, Partey's not in the team to take the burden off of one player's shoulders, so he doesn't have to do the heavy lifting. The heavy lifting is for all 11 players. Do you know what I mean? It's for everyone to do. Do you know what I mean? So I thought it's a bit cheeky, isn't it? You're going to take away from Partey's game so you can fit in your man Ozil.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, let's fit him in, because, do you know what I mean? Partey will just sit back here.
I'm only signing you because I want to put Ozil back in the team. I'll come down for that.
Mate. Like, look at Liverpool. We've spoken. I think we've touched on this before. Look at Liverpool. No creative players, really. Do you know what I mean? Like, obviously, the creation comes from the fullbacks and from the front three. But
they're crossing
in the midfield. Workaholics. That's it. Just workaholics, mate.
It was one of the first person that people had got rid of was Coutinho. Yeah. One of the most gifted players they've ever had, and they got rid of him because it's all about pushing forward in numbers, and Coutinho weren't going to do that.
No, exactly. Look at. I'm not going to take anything away from Everton because they're sitting at the top of the table. Look at Rodriguez. James Rodriguez. He don't get me wrong. He wouldn't fit into our team. Do you know what I mean? Because he doesn't work as hard. But do you know what I mean? Ancelotti's an old school manager. He doesn't mind sort of making Decore and Allen do the heavy lifting, so Rodriguez can play his football, and it's working for them. That's not me taking that away. Exactly, at the moment. Do you know what I mean? But for me, the really top teams have workaholics. That's it.
All the way around.
Players are workaholics, mate. And that's what I'm enjoying. Look at Leeds. All the players, workaholics.
They work for their teammates. And so we got, I'm the assistant manager for my boys' football team, and I keep saying to them, when we go training on a Thursday, training is not just about learning new tactics or new routines. That's where you build your team spirit up. That's where you make sure that all your teammates will follow you on the pitch and think, I'm going to do whatever, I'm going to follow him and I'm going to work my nuts off for him, because I know that he's going to do the same for me. So if I miss a tackle, I know that my mate's going to come across and cover me.
Yeah. That's it.
And we've missed a bit of that Arsenal for a little while now, haven't we, really?
That's it. It's true. And, mate, I'm loving the work rate, mate. Yeah. I am loving the work rate.
Yeah. I don't mind winning every game 1-0. Do you know what I mean?
There you go. Do you know what I mean? I'm happy. I'll be happy with that, mate. I wanted to say a little bit on Leno.
Quite a big thing at the moment, Leno and Martin.
Yeah, it's been a sort of, I don't know, a back and forth, which has split the fans, isn't it? It split us.
It wouldn't be Arsenal if we didn't have something to split the fans down the middle, would it?
Fans, isn't it? Do you know, for me, I've been raving about Martinez before they were even thinking about sort of selling him. Do you know what I mean? I thought he's the better goalkeeper. He commands the box better. Yeah. Better at getting the ball out, better with his feet. Leno, for me, probably the better shot stopper. one-on-one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But for me, that's all Leno had over Martinez. But I was gutted when we sold him. But I think we've just got to get behind Leno now. We've got to stop comparing the two, because that can't be good for Leno's game, surely.
No. And to be fair, I think that's having no fans at the ground will be helping Leno, because at the moment I think everyone would be on his back, or not everyone, but 50% of the crowd would be on his back for what the reasons you just said. We all love Martinez at the FA Cup when he was crying and he knew it meant something to him. And I think maybe even then he probably knew he was on his way out, because it was like, well, what more do I have to do to become number one? As soon as Leno's fit, he's going to come back in. And I think you're right. See, if you could mix the two of them into one keeper, you'd have the best goalkeeper on the planet, because
it's true.
Leno, he doesn't catch shots. He parries everything. And that's so dangerous. You know, and
very dangerous, mate.
And that's the only that and his kicking, like you say. They're the two gripes that I've got with him. But he's our goalkeeper, man. Back him. Yeah. Let's get behind him now.
We have to, mate. Like we haven't even got another goalkeeper to compare him to at the club.
Not really. We haven't seen Bruno Olsen, and we haven't seen Macy enough to see what they're like, have we?
No, and that for me is where sort of Arsenal and maybe Arteta have gone wrong by not replacing Martinez with at least someone of some sort of stature.
Standing. I mean, like
half decent.
Even Tottenham. Even they went and signed Joe Hart. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. You know? Exactly. So, as dodgy as he can be, at least we know he's been England number one.
Yeah.
It's hard to say, but he's a half decent goalkeeper.
He's
Do you know what I mean? Half decent. But I'm sure he's better than Runnison. Do you know what I mean?
Because we just don't know, do we?
We don't know. We don't know. And it's a shame, because it puts no pressure on Leno to improve.
Exactly. Yeah,
all the pressure does come from himself.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Has to come from himself. And
that's a good point.
I think, to be fair, like I said before, I'm not getting on his back, because he's the number one. He's the chosen one. Do you know what I mean? And I want to support him to do well, because that position he plays in, it's a lonely place, mate. Do you know what I mean? You're all by yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. It seems like a really lonely place when you're conceding goals.
When it's your fault when you concede a goal, and when you save one, it's just what you should do, because you're a goalkeeper.
Exactly. So I don't want to get onto him for that, but I want to get onto the club for not getting another keeper to just challenge it. Do you know what I mean?
So that then links in. We've just had the notification up, so our meetings. This is about to finish quite soon. So we'll quickly wrap this up. So but what you just said there about getting onto the club, that links into my unpopular opinion. Are you ready for this?
Let's do it.
Unpopular opinion, right? It's going to hurt me to say this. Stan Kroenke hasn't been that bad for Arsenal Football Club this season. That's my unpopular opinion. and I'll tell you for why.
Give us some facts.
If it wasn't for the Kroenkes, I don't know if it's Stan or Josh, but one of them, they paid £50 million up front in cash for Thomas Partey. They're the ones. It didn't come from the club. It come from their pocket to do the the release clause. If it wasn't for that, we wouldn't have signed him, and that's going to change our season. So this season, I'm not saying past, that's fine, but for this season, my unpopular opinion at the moment is if it wasn't for the Kroenkes, we wouldn't have Thomas Partey in midfield. So they're not done. And along with that, we're not just chucking money left, right, and centre. Everyone keeps going and spend money, but it's about spending. We said it before, spending the right money on the right player, and they think they've done that this time. So there
we go. There we go. That's John's unpopular opinion. Yeah. So
I'm gonna get shot down. I know.
In the comments, get at him. Yeah, armchair Guna.
Because I won't be able to back that up in any other way, shape, or form. Do you know what I mean?
No, well, this is it. That's what it's about, isn't it? Your unpopular opinion.
And it's opinions, isn't it? It's what football's about, isn't it?
That's it. And these unpopular opinions are to split people. It's to get conversation going. It's to get
conversation going, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. And how do you feel about it? Is it true? Is it an unpopular opinion?
Yeah, I mean, it might be popular.
Is it still Cronky out? No, listen. Look, I agree with you partially. It is true.
You're really struggling. You're really struggling with
it. Listen how hard it is, you lot. No. Look, unpopular opinion. Cronky wasn't that bad this season. Let's discuss it, innit, man?
Yeah. Come on, like we said before at the beginning of the podcast, chat. Come and talk to us on Twitter, and let's get a conversation started on there. See where it goes. Go down the old Twitter rabbit hole. It could lead us anywhere.
That's it. Lead us anywhere, mate. But what's your? Let's wrap this up.
Quick, go on then. Quick prediction for today.
Final predictions for today: Leicester City, Arsenal. Where are we going with it?
I'm going 4-2 home win.
4-2 home win.
Yeah, I think it's going to be goals today.
Yeah. I'm going 2-1 Arsenal. Let's do this. Yeah. Come on, you Gooners.
Come on, let's go.
That's it, man.
All right, then.
Yeah, mate.
Absolute pleasure talking to you again, Ant.
Yes, John. Lovely stuff, man.
And we will, this will go up as soon as we've got a chance to edit it and pop it up online. And like we said before, man, just come and chat to us. We're here all night long, all day long, innit, Ant?
Yeah, that's it, man. Yeah. Interact with us. We'll interact with you. If you want to come on, just give us a message.
Absolutely,
here, man.
Yeah. Nice one. All right, then.
That's it.
Enjoy your football. Up the Gunners.
Up the Gunners. Up the arse.
Hey. That creep in.
Yes, man. Hey. Good show today, John.
That went well, didn't it?
Yeah, definitely, cool, man.
Yeah.
We've got to sort of pencil each other in for definitely, man. Once every 2 weeks.
That's it. It's only like I say, because my new job has been taking over my life for the last couple of weeks. So yeah, but now I'm getting more settled.
Yeah. Even if I don't know, Sunday or a day in the week, we'll sort it out, mate.
Yeah, we'll sort it out, mate. No worries. Yeah.
Cool. No drama, man.
Oh, mate.
Oh, wait, one other thing I wanted to ask you about. What's going on with you and AFTV?
Why? What?
I see you having a little back and forth with them.
Oh, mate, I can't. I pull them up on their when they're inaccurate, shall we say?
Yeah.
Like the other day when they were they said about Eduardo and they got all these facts and figures wrong. I'm like, how can you call yourself if you get these facts wrong?